When you're doing construction documentation, uh, one of the most important things you can develop is a good block library. This will keep you from having to do tedious drafting over and over again. So in this exercise, I'd like to show you how to do a wood stud wall section that you could use on many different sections. So let's start with Control N and no template. Now we don't need to worry about the units. We don't need to worry about layers specifically, but most of this work is going to be done on layer 0, but it might be helpful if we add a layer that represents that this is a section. So A for architecture, section, let's say fine. Now this means that we can have some fine layers. And I'm just going to give them a different color and a set line weight. And I'm going to leave 0 flexible because when this block's inserted on another drawing, it can take on, layer 0 can take on the properties of any other layer. So next I'm going to draw the stud wall. So rectangle from 0, 0 to 3.5, 1.5. Now why those numbers? Well, those numbers represent the actual size of a 2x4 as opposed to its nominal size. Now it's important for drafters to draw actual size details instead of nominal size details. I'm going to select those diagonal lines and I'm going to put them on the A sect fine layer. Now I'm going to copy that up, let's say 10.5, and then copy that up another 1.5. Then go back to the A sect fine layer and draw the studs. Go back to layer 0, make a block, but this time I'm going to use bed it instead of block. And this gives me a new option. It means that I can make a block out of the current drawing, and this can have specific advantages. So the 0, 0 is my insertion base point. I don't have to worry about that. But I do have to add some behaviors to make this a lot more useful. So it's not just 2x4 studs, and it's not just a foot high. So let's add 2 linear stretch actions. And these are, you need to be sure you're on the parameter sets group. And I'm going to choose the width of the stud. So double click on that and just just say shift end and then width. This is the action that goes with the parameters. So on the select the action, right click and say action selection set, new selection set, and left click so that I don't think I did that right. Let's do it again. Right click on the action and just left click so that your object snap does not interfere with where that wind is going to be. Take that parameter and change it from a distance type of none to a distance type of list. And then right here over on the right where it says distance value, just click in there until you see a button, then push, and then add 5.5, and then add 7.25. And this is the actual sizes of 2x6 and 2x8 studs. So that when this is going to be used, it will serve as any kind of stud wall you want. And if you have other studs, go ahead and add to the list. The next is the height. So let's go ahead and put in a stretch height. And let's double click here, shift end, height. And that'll be the height of the stud wall. So left click here, right click, left click, and draw the window twice, left to right, right to left, so it's going to be a crossing window. And then test the block. So this height is going to start off at 13.5. You could choose a different height if you want. And I could choose an increment, but it's better not to get an increment. And then you could just always set a height over here, 8 foot. But now here I can try different stud widths. Now, if somebody really wants to create a 2x10 stud, you could add it very easily. When you're done, close the test block, and then when you think it's good, close the block editor. Save the current drawing. This does not save the drawing to a file. It just saves the state of the current drawing in terms of its, it remembers all those block parameter settings. Now we need to save it to file. So go ahead and push save and give it a name that you can remember, or maybe studs or stud section, so you know what it looks like. Now to test this block, I'm going to go ahead and create a new drawing, again without a template, and I'm going to save it to the same file folder so that when I insert the block, it's going to remember where that block was. So I'm inserting the block, and then I can decide how big and how high it is. So that saves you a little bit of time in drawing a wall section. And each time you save a few minutes, you can earn a little bit more per hour. So for the assignment, please upload the studs block. Don't upload the test file.